Grace and peace, everybody. We're back up in this building. We are back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. You know what we're going to be doing? We're going to do our Monday live stream watch party. We're going to be peeping in, checking out, seeing what Lady Farmer, also known as Candace Owens, has going on. We're going to talk about it. And I have a theory. And I want to propose it to you all. But before we get too far afield, because you know I'll be getting off task. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. Thank you so much to everybody who's already tapped in. Looks like we got quite a nice full house. Thank y'all so much for jumping in and dropping your like number in the chat. I appreciate y'all for sure. Now, I also want to make sure that if you're going to play Candace Owens, Candy Bingo, whatever you want to call it, I want to make sure you have your bingo board. So down in the description, for some reason or other, the website that I get the bingo boards from, they actually changed it. So I have to download all of the bingo boards, and you have to just pick a bingo board of your choosing. So they're all different. They're all random. But down in the description, it's on my Buy Me a Coffee page. And you don't have to pay anything, of course. Just click on the link, pick yourself a bingo board, and let's get at it. Let me make sure I got mine ready so y'all can see it and give you just a quick overview of what we're going to be doing. And what are we doing? We're making fun of Candace. We're just mocking. We're just having a good old time, having fun. So here is my bingo board. Shout out to the winning bingo board up in the building. All right. So of course I got Trump, betrayal. Let me just clear it. Trump, betrayal, a claim without receipts. The Jews are Jewish donors. I won't share yet. I have messages. I just sense random text. I have proof, but TPUSA. Oh, this is supposed to say vibes. Who spelled that wrong? Shout out to editor Jason. We're going to fire him. That's supposed to say vibes. So if you got Vibs, it's supposed to be vibes. Erica, free space. And I'm going to put myself in free space. I just don't like. Israel did it. My source, my gut. I mean, this was a very feeling bingo board. Military, best friend, bees, weird, call out random country, grift. I'm just asking questions, and Kanye West. So those are my words from my bingo board. I'm pretty sure I got a feeling I'm gonna get 3 bingos for sure. I got this feeling without even knowing for good what she's gonna talk about. But I do want to talk about what I believe is going on. And so I don't have a slideshow or anything like that. I'm just going to actually just jump back over, and I'm keeping an eye over here. I'm keeping an eye. So as soon as this goes live, we'll be ready to pop in. And yeah, this picture is crazy work. Anyway, let's get at it. So I have a theory. If you step back from the situation and say, who benefits the most from the deletion of Charlie Kirk? Who benefits the most? And I think the most benefit was derived from Satan. I think we can all agree right there. But like, who benefits like the next? Who next benefits the most? I think we all can agree that it's probably some left-leaning organization, whether it be the furries, the LGBT mafia, or just the overall radical left. We all can see that pretty clearly. Like, that's not a lyrical jump, kind of like the whole jet plane thing, right? That one took a lot of mental gymnastics to buy into. The bees underground, that takes a lot of mental gymnastics. The Ninja Turtles and the valves, that you just can't come to that easily. But you can say, oh, it would have been a leftist person. A radicalized leftist person would have wanted to delete Charlie Kirk for various and sundry reasons. And that makes sense. Like, that makes sense when you look at the whole of what Charlie Kirk talked about. Did he talk about Israel sometimes? Absolutely. Yeah, he did. Did he change his position on Israel? It's very possible. It's very possible. But what organization would probably be the most, let's say, torqued off, if you will, about Charlie Kirk? Yeah, it's the left. It's the left. Even if he was turning his position on Israel, So they didn't receive Israeli donors. They didn't do that. So like, even in that, we're not talking about a big deal. So where did we get this from? Like, where did we get this whole discussion about Charlie and Israel and all of that kind of stuff? We got it from Candace. That's right, because we didn't get this natively. We didn't come up with this. Once we saw what we saw on that day, on September 10th, we said, oh, immediately, oh, yeah, yeah. No, we didn't. We probably were in shock. We probably were like, what in the world did I just see? But you didn't immediately start piecing together and saying, oh, it had to have been that organization. So where I'm at is, why is it that we are all discussing, arguing, and having a diatribe about Israel? Because of Candace. Doesn't it seem like the roads are all coming back to Candace? It just seems weird, right? Who is it that had like a big beef with Israel? Say it with me, boys and girls. Candace. Isn't it odd that everything that we're talking about related to Charlie Kirk, really now, let's just tell the truth, literally the last 2 weeks, she's overpowered all of the discussion because they already got Tyler Robinson in jail. That is in the works, and everybody's just kind of waiting to see how it happens. So in the meantime, to fill in our time between innings, what do we have? We got this clown show called the Candace Owens Show. So here we go. And she's just playing pin the tail on the assailant. Like every week or literally every show, it's somebody different. We got a bonus one a couple weeks ago when she included Egypt, Israel, and Donald Trump all thrown in there together, right? Everybody, the feds, the milkman, that guy, that poor schlup that was trying to do some Uber Eats, he got drug into it. The poor beekeeper, the Mormons got some shade. Everybody's catching flack except the left. Why is it that Candace seems so dead set on calling out and you can tell she's picking people. She's not making any sense, rhyme, or reason. She's just, you get a call. You are guilty. You are the one. Where are you at? I mean, literally just anybody except the left. Why is that? Yesterday, I did a video, shout out to Natalie Denise. She came on and we talked about Candace's conversion story. And something that we really all last week were able to really flesh out. And the reason I did those videos that I did last week was because I wanted you to kind of come to the same conclusion, or at least see the evidence that I saw that brought me to the conclusion that Candace has always been a leftist. She never wasn't a leftist. She's been cosplaying as a conservative, cosplaying as a Republican, but she never was one of those things. She's always been a leftist. And you can kind of see it now that the mask is coming off. And I got a real sneaky suspicion today it's just going to be full on display. But we've been watching little snippets of it for the longest. But something I watched the other day was, I watched today. The day she talked about the bees, and she was discussing these tweets that had gone out on X. And she was talking about, I think there's a guy called Florida Dad, and there's another gentleman that had been sending out tweets because they were sending tweets to Megyn Kelly because Megyn Kelly was defending Candace Owens. And Candace said something, and I said, oh my gosh. She said, I can't wait to talk about this person's family upbringing. You all are really going to be interested when you find out where he's from. And it brought me back to when she was doing the social autopsy website. And I'm like, did she ever let go of that? Do you ever feel like she really said, hey, this was bad, this was wrong, I shouldn't have done this. This is not a good way to treat other people and put all their business out in the street? No, she didn't. I believe that she's always been a leftist. She just realized that, hey, I could pretend, I could cosplay as I could argue against my points and positions here, and it is much more lucrative because of the identity politics that she brings to the equation. As a Black woman that was saying things about, saying things that other people were not able to do, so on and so forth, so it really garnered that support. And now, because Charlie Kirk is gone, she's literally using all of her liberal talking points, all of her liberal left-leaning strategies in order to bring about a result, which I'm not 100% certain yet. And I'm sure I've heard many of you all say that you think she's trying to fracture the GOP or tear apart the conservative base or deconstruct the evangelical voting bloc. I can't argue with any of those. Maybe it's yes and all. How about that one? Or yes, all the above. Maybe that's the box we check in this discussion. But I do believe it is a fair discussion. I do believe that we're not going a lap too far to say Candace Owens has always been a leftist. She never wasn't a leftist. And like we can pull out just example upon example and say, you are a conservative, so you believe in strong family structure. You're against the victimization of women, taking advantage of women. You're against men not holding their proper role in the family structure, so on and so forth. Okay, I can get with that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But your husband's best friend is a self-professed gigolo. Did y'all realize that when she said that she gave the this nuclear option to all of her friends, one of the people she mentioned was Andrew Tate? Yeah, remember she was talking about, I got all these files, and if anything happens to me, these people are going to release it on the world. It's going to burn the whole house down. Andrew Tate was one of those people. Andrew Tate has never abominated his behavior. He's literally said that he's taken advantage of women, literally, out of his own pie hole. But he's one of your insurance policy holders? Interesting. It just doesn't seem like, yeah, like, and we can go about instance upon instance, how she deals with people. It just doesn't it's not giving the energy, if you will, of the way that conservatives fight with one another or conservatives fight with the left, because she patty cakes with the left. Matter of fact, no left person has even gotten accused by Candace Owens. Not one. But boy, oh boy, everybody on the right is catching strays for days. But nobody, it just seems odd, just slightly peculiar that is her strategy and how she came about. So what I think is going to happen, and I'm going to put my finger in the air, this is what I think is going to happen today. I don't think she's going to talk about that tweet about the Macrons. I don't think that she is, because it was already proven that it's false. Literally in the tweet, people are saying that this is false. I don't think, even though she tweeted about it and she retweeted it, I don't think she's going to. I'm just going to go on a limb. But I do think she is going to go after Rob McCoy's son. And I'm going to explain why. Because Candace shows such great reverence and such high regard for the role of the Christian church. Man, she does it for pastors. She really, tries to be responsible and caring and, being respectful to pastors all the time. No, she doesn't. Candace is going to try to pick a fight, in my opinion, with Rob McCoy's son and call him out because she needs somebody to respond to her. And I'm about to sneeze, so 1 second. None of y'all needed that. Okay, I believe, because there's another video, and maybe I need to pull it in too, where Candace talks about pastors talking about her from the pulpit. And it was a very interesting conversation. She pulls up a pastor and puts him out on blast and all that kind of stuff. And I thought about it. I said, man, what you don't hear a lot of is large voices calling her out from the pulpit. I don't think that pastors should do that. And y'all know where I stand about pastors' time in the sermon, in sermon time behind the sacred box. It's not appropriate. But I think she's trying to egg on a fight with a pastor, and she wants the candies. This is just my thought. We'll see. And I could be totally wrong, and I'll be willing to accept that. I hope I'm wrong. She wants the candies to come after Rob McCoy and Mikey McCoy and to stir up mess so that they can get some kind of response, because they're not getting a response from TPUSA. So Rob McCoy is the face of TPUS Faith, or however it's said. the faith arm, the church arm of TPUSA. So maybe she can get a response from them by calling out Rob McCoy's son, trying to put him in the crosshairs. Because we see when she puts people in the crosshairs, we see what happens. Bad things happen, right? So put him in the crosshairs. He gets called out. They start back and forth, and she can get some kind of narcissistic response to feed her insatiable Galactica-sized need to be recognized. Okay. I have absolutely 100% no evidence to this. This is all just my feelings and vibes, my hunch, my gut even, how I'm feeling. It came to me in a dream. Okay. My little dog Fido came to me in a dream, passed away when I was 8. And Fido told me that Candace is full of hot air and squeezed out what he thinks Candace is. And I said, hey, there you go. That's what I felt. But I want to know, we're going to see together. So if you are playing Candaspiracy Bingo, please make sure that you grab, down in the description of this video is the bingo boards. Again, the site that I get the bingo boards from, they made me download all of them. I don't know why. So each of them has their own URL. So just click on one, grab a board. Let's have some fun. If you're offended by me making fun of Candace, I'm going to just tell you ahead of time, I'm not going to stop. So just giving you a heads up right now. Shout out to all the Candies in the chat. Y'all make sure, Candies, you get premium seating. So come on up here to the front of the church. Make sure you get your seats. We saved you the first 2 rows. Shout out to the Candies. Get on up here. Shout out to the 455 people that are already in the best live chat on the internet. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with us. And we're going to see. Let me pull this picture in. This is not normal behavior. I'm just going to say this again. Why is Candace going so hard to prove that she and Charlie were friends? Like, why do you have to go this hard to prove that you're friends? Either you're friends or you're not, but you have a whole husband. You got 4 children. Why do you have to prove that you're friends with Charlie Kirk? What do you need to get from that? Because you need your name to be thought of as a viable name in this discussion. She needs to feel like what she says and what she might do is somehow or another validated by TPUSA. Because she's not trying to validate herself from Daily Wire or The Blaze or any of the other places that she's worked. Is only TPUSA. Well, of course, because TPUSA is on most people's minds, of course. But why is it that she really wants to make sure that everybody associates and thinks about her? Just like when they say Tucker and Candace, right? She wants her name tied to that. She wants Carlson and Candace, Charlie and Candace. That's what I think she wants. Just really wants to knit it together. It's almost like peanut butter and jelly, right? And I think that's what she's trying to generate. I think that's what she's wanting to stir up and create this narrative that, oh man, remember she said she was a Mason of Turning Point, which by the way was a very odd sentence. I digress. But why does she say that? Because she wants people to believe that she was there. I think I even said that she was there at the beginning of Turning Point when she wasn't. She even hoodwinked me. So this narrative, what is she trying to do? She's trying to create this thought, trying to create this idea that she's way more important than she really is. Way more important than she is. And why is she doing that? Because when she says she's going to destroy TPUSA, we're going to destroy the evangelical church as a voting entity within the United States, or whatever she might roll out, she wants that authority to come from her ability to bamboozle people into believing that she's really that involved in TPUSA. And I could be 1,000% wrong, which is very possible. I guess we'll just have to see. And as we see it unfold, because I do think it's interesting that she used this term in her video, her link today, setting the bait. How interesting a term. Of course, she's trying to use the deep sea fishing motif because she and Charlie were out fishing, I think, on her ex account. She caught some fish. So she's using this picture to facilitate that fishing idea, but setting the bait for who? Setting the bait for Mikey McCoy to come out and say something foul, setting the bait for Trump to say something, setting the bait for whom? Whom would she be setting the bait for? Who's this trap for? What's the trap? So we're going to see together. We will find out. And I thank y'all so much. Look at this, man. We got 550 people in the best live chat on the internet. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for hopping in. I also want to say thank you so much to Jilly for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you, friend. Thank you for blessing us and blessing what we're doing over here. I appreciate you. So as we're playing Candace Bingo, as we were going through this, I wanted you to just kind of think, process, where is she trying to go to? Where is this all leading to? And such of that nature. This is a good question. And I'm sorry, I just saw this right here. Oh, darn it. Y'all typing in this chat, man. I love it. How can she be so evil? Very easily. And again, people are mad at me because I said that Candace is not a Christian. Look at the fruit of her conversation. Look at the fruit of what she's been doing for the last, 6 weeks? Ever since Charlie passed away. Look at the fruit of it. And even longer than that, when you look at the Macrones. Is there any joy in there? Is there any patience and long suffering, kindness, gentleness, any of that in there? No, absolutely not. Not a bit. So I think it's almost native tongue for her to be this evil, in my opinion. But that's a great question. I have a theory about why her husband isn't saying anything, but I'm going to save that for another day. Absolutely. Thank y'all to everybody. I appreciate all of y'all. Make sure you drop your like number in there. Let me know what number you are. 148. I think I saw 155 somewhere else. Shout out to all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for hitting that like button and jumping in. Yeah. And, I want to look back at that whole dust up between Candace and Steven Crowder. I didn't do a lot of investigating into it. I just kind of heard about it and just kind of heard and kind of went past my ear. But that's pretty serious, man, how bad she treated Steven Crowder, which is kind of wild. I want to look into that. Very wild story. Yeah, and I think you're right on the money. And if you're a Candy, you do need this onus is on you. Why are y'all not asking this woman for receipts? Why are you not asking her for evidence to what she's saying? I just want to know. All right. The TikTok timer is down to 5 o'clock. And we're going to see what happens. So I appreciate all of y'all for jumping into the best live chat on the internet. Y'all go ahead and get this thing going. Flood the chat. Let's get this chat going. Put some emojis in there. How you feeling? Hit the little hype button, all that kind of stuff. Because I'm going to pull this up. And we want ours to look busy like theirs too. Let's go. I see $1.50, $1.77 up in there. They're not asking because they're not allowed to question their cult leader. Very keen observation. I like it. Yeah, let's go ahead and flood that thing. What does she say here? She treated Dave Rubin like dirt, and he was supposedly her best friend. That's a very interesting point as well. But none of these people are her husband. I just think it's odd for women's best friend to not be their husbands. I mean, maybe that's just me. All right, let's see what we got. This always comes up silent. All right, let's fire in the hole. Let's see what they got. All right, green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear. There's nothing going on at the moment. Y'all know how she likes to run this thing with no audio, which seems weird to me too. Grace and peace to you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for stopping through. Okay. I've heard the argument that her husband is the mastermind. I've heard that. And I think there's a lot of validity to that. Absolutely. Yep. Dave Rubin platformed him. I bet you he's mad about that now. Lots of people have been asking this question. I don't see any reason not. I see no reason why that wouldn't be the case. All right, she not. Yeah, I'm just waiting. They're not. This is like her, I guess, 2-minute timer, if you will. I wish she'd put some audio on it. It'd be kind of interesting, but it's okay. I'm just asking a question. Make sure you grab your bingo board, people. We're gonna have some fun today. And every day that we play, every day we watch, we're gonna be playing bingo. So, and I'm gonna try to keep that bingo board static, those bingo boards there, because the site won't allow you to just generate your own. So you have to pick one of those 30. I think that's fun though. Did she threaten Dave Rubin too? Good gravy, man. I love it. I love it. We can actually check. If you go to Playboard, you can see how much she's generated right now. It keeps it in pretty quick time. So let me just check real quick. Yeah, I'm here to pick fights today. Oh, it hasn't updated yet. It hasn't recognized this stream has started yet. Sorry about that. I thought they would have. All right, so now we don't know how much she's actually brought in as of yet. Good gracious. Oh, you think Dream's going to come into this? Okay. There could be some Dream commentary. She doing a Beyonce startup? Is that what Beyonce does? Instead of using the term stop being.
All right, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
I am back. I know you guys missed me because I definitely missed you more. And I feel so much better after
Green hearts in the chat.
Out to the mountains. I've now, I think, officially accepted that Charlie Kirk is not coming back. And somehow it took me longer to get there. It took me longer to accept that fact than it did many others. Some people accepted it within just a matter of days. His quote unquote closest friends, his closest political allies, the White House, they all seemed kind of ready to move on so much faster than I was. And now it's looking like some people even may have accepted Charlie's death within minutes. There is a video that is currently circulating of his chief of staff, Mikey McCoy. It's going viral for a lot of reasons. We're going to go through that video and buckle up because I have an even more exclusive, never before seen video that I think is going to make your skin crawl. Plus, I have even more never before seen text messages from Charlie Kirk. Incredibly, Charlie Kirk did in fact know that turning point was going to be the death of him, and I have proof of that. He also knew that I was the only person who was going to step up to defend him after he was gone. That sounds crazy, but it's the truth. So let's get started, and welcome back to Candace.
All right. She's laid it out. She's laid it out. We already know Mikey McCoy. We knew Mikey McCoy was going to catch the stray. So y'all go ahead and make sure you have that on your bingo board. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Check your bingos. Let's go.
So here is where I was. I went to Wyoming to breathe, to hike, to listen to way too much Kanye West.
Kanye West.
I absolutely love the mountains. I am a mountain person, so to speak. Wyoming is, in fact, my favorite state in the union. And it felt fitting also because the first time I ever visited Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. And then visited Wyoming many times thereafter over the years. And he was the last time I went to Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. He was the last person I visited with. And it was for, ironically, Foster Fries's funeral, who was a big time donor to Turning Point USA. Still is, I believe.
Donor.
Charlie, I was thinking out there and remembering, paid for my flight to Wyoming. I had to get there very quickly because I was doing Joe Rogan's podcast. It was huge. I didn't even know what the Joe Rogan podcast was at that moment. That's how I was so not politically inclined at all. And he's like, this is the biggest podcast. You got to do this. I completely bombed it, by the way. I was so nervous. I think I said like about 3,000 times. But then I had to very quickly get over to Wyoming because Kanye had invited me to his album release party. And again, ironically, where he held that album release party would be where years later, Foster Friess would have his funeral. And so Wyoming felt fitting. I fished while I was out there. And so I want you guys to know another fun fact about Charlie Kirk. He hated fishing. He absolutely loved the mountains. He loved hiking. He was quite the athlete, but he hated fishing. It just was not his thing. In the same way that golf is just not my thing. Fishing was not his. And this photo that I'm about to show you makes me laugh because we were in British Columbia fishing, and here's a photo of me and Charlie. And I was so excited about this catch. Charlie's eyes are closed here. And as soon as, I think it was Don Jr., it might have been Corey Lewandowski, hit flash, took the picture, Charlie just went, ugh. I don't know why you guys like this, because he was too hyperactive. He always wanted to be planning and doing a million things at once. And fishing takes time. You got to set the bait. It's now been 47 days since my friend Charlie Kirk was executed in front of the world, because that's what it was, a public execution. And call me crazy. Many people do. But I was so clearly deluded in the immediate aftermath of his death that I was operating under this function. I mean, I truly believed that I would be fighting for answers to what actually happened on 9/10 alongside Charlie's inner circle. I thought the band maybe was going to get back together. We were all going to maybe be on a group chat. Me, Tyler Boyer, Andrew Colvett, Stacey Sheridan even. If you're wondering who Stacey Sheridan is, by the way, she's the one who's holding the camera when Charlie's casket is being escorted off of Air Force Two. She's like the chief money person, essentially, at Turning Point USA. She was brought in to reel in the big donors. I remember exactly when that happened. All of those people, by the way, were actually brought in by Tyler Boyer. He's a very important character in the story, but we're going to get into all of that tomorrow. The point that I'm making here is that I had assumed, clearly wrongly, that we'd all maybe be on a group chat communicating, raising hell and demanding answers from the feds, from the police, from the White House even. Certainly, at the very least, pointing out the very many holes in this story. And if any one of us had the audacity or the desire to carry on Charlie Kirk's show, that would be the appropriate venue for asking those sorts of questions. But no, I was wrong.
That's why.
Silence. Silence is what we were met with. In fact, I am told that these people believe the official narrative. Lone shooter. No one else involved. Just a crazy guy with too many pronouns in his bio. Hey, 1963 called and they want their narrative back. All that's missing from the story is a grassy knoll, right? Just need a grassy knoll. Anyways, back at headquarters, I am told it's business as usual. And it's kind of giving me like, I don't know, LBJ when he gets sworn in that famous picture. Unfortunately, sworn in. Unfortunately, of course, he's sad in this photo. Gosh, he's obviously not wanting to be the president of the United States. JFK was shot and killed. And now LBJ has to step up, unfortunately. But I got to be honest, I wasn't there. I don't think LBJ was actually that upset. I don't know why. Vibes. The vibes just aren't vibing for me in that picture. But maybe he was. Maybe the truth is that LBJ simply, to use an expression, had his wits about him.
Hey, I'm with.
And JFK had a plan. Like in the event that he had been horrifically assassinated in front of the world, JFK maybe had a succession plan. Now, if these terms I'm using here sound familiar to you, it's because they should sound familiar. It's the exact terminology that was utilized by Pastor Rob McCoy just 4 days after Charlie was murdered. In front of his congregation, he spoke about Charlie's
I knew
succession plan that he was somehow privy to. I don't know why, but he knew 4 days later and announced to the world that Charlie indeed had a plan. Take a listen.
Everyone's worried about the leadership of TPUSA. Don't. He was wise enough at 31 to put together a plan for succession. It's very clear what they decided, and they're implementing it now.
Amazing. I mean, amazing. So on September 14th, we were made aware of this succession plan, and I find that to be fascinating. The people who didn't even know Charlie all around the world seem to be fighting harder for him, fighting harder for truth. And it is, in fact, thanks to people on the internet like Sam Parker, James Lee, Ian Carroll, Zeb Boykin, many others, that a video from September 10th has gone pretty viral, okay? So let's take a look at this. It's a video of course, Pastor Rob McCoy's son. His name's Mike McCoy. And you're going to see what he does, not in the seconds following Charlie getting shot, but in less than 1 second after Charlie gets shot. These are not seconds, less than 1 second. You're going to watch what Michael McCoy does. First, let's hear his daddy's version of the events. Take it away, Pastor McCoy.
As a father, I want to protect my son. And I thought, I got a plan for you, son. He said, Dad, that's not Charlie's plan. And you know what? I'm looking at my son who's 24 years old. Justin's the CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and Mikey's the Chief of Staff. And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray. I said, okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him. And
two things I want you to remember here. You may have caught that, but he said, I was watching. And the minute Charlie got shot, he called, and Mikey McCoy says to his dad, Charlie's been shot, pray for him. He says the minute, maybe he's being a little hyperbolic. We're going to find out. I'd certainly like to find out. But he stops himself. He says, I was watching. Watching what exactly? What were you watching? I wouldn't remember that. It's rubbing me the wrong way. And I'm going to tell you why that's rubbing me the wrong way in a little bit. But the bigger thing is that he says Mikey had blood all over.
Okay, so all right, real quick, bingo. I am cruising. I am cruising. And she just said, I don't like. Y'all, I'm about to have bingo in a second. Shout out. And we got to break this up because this woman is vile. She's putting a 24-year-old kid in the crosshairs of her crazy Candies because she doesn't know something. Y'all, this woman, y'all better, if y'all don't pray for Candace, pray imprecatory prayers for Candace. Shout out. Thank you so much for the very kind supers. What happened right here? Thank you, Medic RN, for the $20 super. I'm so very sad because now I see on YouTube and Instagram, that the Jews killed Charlie. This is the worst division in division of Christians, and it's just not godly. If you see someone as your enemy, God calls you to pray for them. Shout out. Thank you so much, Medic RN, for blessing the stream with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. MT came up in here again. She's bitter that they want nothing to do with her. I think that is very key. Thank you for the $2 super, MT. Yo, she made it very clear. She thought they were going to get together. They were going to have like a whole powwow. Nope. They probably want nothing to do with her. What'd you say, Stephanie, with the $20 super as well? Someone should tell George that he wasn't her first choice. Yeah, I mean, no lie detected there. Thank you so much. Hey, Medic RN, if you're playing bingo, please, in the chat, let me know what bingo word you need. And because you're the stream sponsor at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and give you whatever word it is that you need. I think that's the word that you get. What do you need? Tell me what you have, what you need, and we're going to go forward from there. Let's jump back over here. We got to clean our palate a little bit from this Candace shenanigans. Let me know what it is that you need, and I'll put it up on the board for sure for you. Thank you so much for being a stream sponsor. Let's go.
All over him. Except Mikey did not have blood anywhere near him because Mikey was behind the tent when Charlie got shot. And Mikey, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. So we're going to watch that clip in its entirety. Mark is going to bring it in. So we decided to slow this clip down, and we're going to watch this clip slow down so you can see that it is exactly 834 milliseconds from the time that you hear the shot. That is how long it takes for Mikey McCoy to put the phone to his ear.
Imagine thinking that that is like the proverbial smoking gun, that you sat here and measured the milliseconds of a phone call, of somebody's reaction in making a phone call.
Now, why is that precise timing so important?
I don't know.
Because there's no dialing. Mikey didn't have time to dial, okay? You can't dial and put your phone to an ear in 0.834 seconds. The next time that you're going to see Mikey McCoy, as we just showed you, is in just under 2.5 seconds on the other side of the tent. He's on a phone call. So we can track Mikey, but let's watch the clip again in milliseconds so you really grasp how quickly this transpires. So when this clip was brought, there we go, we're tracking that. Yeah, when the clip was brought to my attention, I obviously have a file, I have a big folder of files of every angle, and I decided to track Mikey from every angle available to see, like, maybe we just missed it, and he did at some point put that phone down, dial a number, speed dial, hold down one, I don't know. Maybe we missed it, because that seems automatic, right? 0.834, that seems pretty quick. And no, he doesn't do that. We even have him in front of Charlie's car when Charlie is brought to the car, the waiting car rather. He is still on the phone, and I can show you the clip of that. Take a look at this. Don't worry, we'll slow it down for you. See him in the background with the backpack. It's Mikey McCoy. Okay. So what are we to make of that? The only logical conclusion that I can come up with, and many others, because I've pressed, I said, play devil's advocate. I want you to advocate for Mikey McCoy. I want you to play lawyer, and you are representing your client, Mikey McCoy.
Wow, she's already made this person guilty. She's already made him guilty. She's saying you're the devil's advocate. You are his lawyer. He is your client. Like, she's making him guilty because he put his phone to his ear. Whether he was doing it right or not, who cares? Like, yo, I hope she has a file of all the lawsuits she needs to catch.
How did he do it this quickly? No one could win this game. The only logical conclusion we come up with was that Mikey was already on a phone call at 12:23 p.m. By 12:23 p.m. He was already on a phone call.
Because that's illegal to do that.
So I said, let's go back a little earlier in the footage and see if we can find when he actually maybe dials onto the phone. Maybe we can see him pick up the phone and begin a call before the shot takes off. And then after beginning that call, if we're following this logic, that would mean he puts his phone down until Charlie gets shot. And we were able to find what we think could be that moment. And I can tell you that it is 1 minute and 45 seconds approximately before that shot goes off. And we can watch that here. You see Mikey's on his phone here. And you're going to see he pulls it up and he starts to cover his ear again. Now, that could be unrelated. Again, we're taking a guess here. That's what made the most sense to us because we couldn't justify it in any other way. And I want to be clear, we're not here to make assumptions. Okay?
What are you doing?
And we wouldn't have to make any assumptions if Turning Point USA could just tell the truth. They could just be open and they could be honest about everything. Okay, I obviously went out to both Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvett for a statement, asked those two questions. Hey, who were you on the phone with? What's going on here? No response. Weird. Because if that was me and I saw clips going viral And people were drawing conclusions from that clip, thinking that I was already on the phone, thinking that my reaction was weird. I would instantly hit back. I'd say, here's my call log. You want to know who I was on the phone with? 911, obviously. I was freaking out. I called 911. I didn't know what I was doing. Here's my phone. Here's my whole call log for that day.
I told you she wants to pick a fight with Mikey McCoy because Turning Point USA has not been dealing with her. So now she's going to pick the Lord. And now she sees Mike McCoy as being somebody that she can pick a fight with. There you go. And his dad, and by de facto, that's what she's doing. I don't have bingo yet, by the way.
This is, I don't know. I guess we live in a world where that doesn't make sense. I would have issued a statement to dispel any rumors, but they have not.
You got to talk. I need you to talk.
Here's what I want to say, and I honestly understand I'm preaching to the choir here. Everything about this is wrong.
No, everything about you is wrong. Remember what we said about the gag order. Mikey, if I'm not mistaken, if he works for TPUSA, then he would be under the gag order. So what does she want? She's going to keep prodding and get somebody to violate that gag order. Remember that. That's what she's doing. This woman is something else, a piece of work, dare I say. Good gracious.
And I know it. I actually know it better than most because I helped build that organization.
There we go.
And that's why I am almost the perfect person to discern what is normal and what is abnormal in terms of what happened at that college campus event. In fact, when I did my tribute to Charlie, this is unbelievable. Remember, just after he died, I posted a video to my friend Charlie Kirk, and I shared a clip of him at a college event, and he and I were laughing, and I'm going to show you that clip in a second. And I said, I don't even know which college this is. And I showed the clip because I didn't know what college it was. And unbelievably, it was UVU. I kid you not. Let's rewatch that clip.
If you aren't wealthy, white, and male, Charlie Kirk is not your friend. What do you think?
Not my friend anymore.
Are we not friends? Is
This
that right?
Find out. This is how I'm
That's
gonna find
nice.
out. A sign outside of a thing, an event that we just did. That
Yeah.
You're not my friend.
Go figure.
It's unbelievable that of all the clips we picked that, and I had no idea it was UVU.
Okay.
The point is that I hit college campuses with Charlie Kirk for 6 years. I don't believe that there is a single living, breathing person who has spoken at more college campuses alongside Charlie Kirk than me.
Then why are you not speaking to college campuses now? That's my question. If you're so good at it, why are you not doing it now? Why are you not engaging in college campuses right now? The Candace Owens speaking tour. Why are you not doing that?
So I knew that things were weird when I saw first and foremost, the camera guy, the one who takes down the camera. Seeing him lingering alongside Charlie at the event flagged me as weird immediately. Okay. That's why I reached out when people saw him taking down the camera. I said, what is this? Why are you here? Literally, why are you standing next to Charlie? I've never at any college event ever in 6 years had that man standing next to me at an event. Okay. Sometimes he wasn't even there. Other times, of course,
So am I to believe, again, not trying to be difficult, but am I to believe that if she were at a speaking event, she would be there until the very end when they start breaking down equipment and see the schleps come in to move chairs, tables, and tents and lights and cameras? So she would sit around and watch them, or she would be in the green room, or she would be over glad handing or speaking to donors, or dare I say going back to the airport to go to the next location. She would literally sit around and watch. Like, Candace doesn't even make sense. I don't think y'all.
you are in AV, your job is to be somewhere quiet. Your job is to have on like headphones to make sure the audio is good. Maybe the idea that they're miking, the person running a company is miking you up is completely absurd. I didn't like it. It felt new to me. And you know what? When I called him, things got pretty weird. He acknowledged that a lot of new stuff was happening on that day. And I inquired to him immediately about the subtle changes that I recognized. And the thing that struck me as wrong was that he lied to me. I don't know why he was lying to me, but a lot of the things that he said didn't make sense. And I'm going to speak more thoroughly about what it was that he said, because obviously I recorded the phone call. I, of course, asked him why he took down the cameras so quickly. I asked him to first and foremost simply show me the footage because that's all I wanted to do. I'm thinking again, we're all going to get the band back together and solve this murder. And he got weird. He got really weird. I said, I just want to like see the footage so I can debunk. I know that you don't want to put more footage out there. That's fine. But like, just show me the footage so I can debunk all these internet conspiracies that you were hiding something. I was not suspicious of Turning Point at all, actually, when I called. And I asked him again, like, what's the reason? What's the reason for taking down the cameras quickly? Why hasn't the footage been released? Let me see it. And he told me that he had spoken only to Erica and the feds that he had regarding the footage, that is. He specifically told me that, as I said earlier, that he had secured that footage because he wanted to prevent Erica, as I told you, from having to relive that moment. And that made entirely no sense to me. I told you guys, because we all can watch Charlie Kirk be murdered over and over and over and over and over again. So how are you sparing any emotions here by taking down the back footage? And then it made even less sense to me and appeared to me as a lie once I saw the footage on FaceTime when I realized that there was no blood on Charlie. So it was the least traumatizing footage of all. Why be so secretive about it? He then told me that he needed to speak with Turning Point lawyers first to see about releasing the footage.
Right.
I said, okay, fine. I let him take a couple of days off, and then we got back on the phone. And I said, look, that's kind of a BS excuse too, because you run your own company and the footage is owned by you. He then said, okay, yeah, I do own the footage. I just wanted, just coordinate, check, whatever. Okay. Kind of a lie number 2-ish. Then he said something.
This woman is out of
really
control.
bothered me. He said, I don't know how to send the footage. Like the file was too large. Oh, I was born yesterday. So you run an entire AV company and you don't know how to send footage.
Why would he even
That
send
doesn't
it?
feel right to me.
He's lying to you because he knows you're trifling. He knows you're trifling, Candace. Why are you acting surprised? Again, this is a lap too far. Do you really believe that people want to work with you? If they wanted to work with you, they would be working with you. People tend to work with people that they like. And if they want to work with you, they're going to work with you. They don't have to get their arms twisted and all that stuff to work with you. Like, he don't want to do anything with you.
Even more bizarre, he told me, and this is when I was extremely uncomfortable. He said, after I offered, you can just use WeTransfer. He said, I don't want to just send the footage over the internet that's behind Charlie's head because I'm worried that Google might hack me.
Okay.
I swear on everything I love.
Google is not your biggest issue, my dude. You're on the phone with the biggest issue. It's called Candace Owens.
So he told me he was afraid that Google was going to hack him. So at this moment, I got a little bit, I looked at my team and I started snapping across the table and I was like, I said to them, literally, guilty of something. I don't know. This is weird. What a stupid lie. I mean, what do you mean just Google? So I said to him, I said, let's just pretend that does happen for whatever
Let's just hang the
reason.
phone up on
Sergey
him.
Brin is sitting
On
there
her.
and he's going, I want to hack this person because I want to see footage behind Charlie's head. Does it. Whatever. And then he gives the footage to Fox News, CNN, and they play it. And what happens after that? I said to him, oh, I know what happens after. We all get to see Charlie Kirk die from a different angle. We've seen it die from 1,000 different angles. Like, what is actually changing if Google hacks you? Weird. A weird thing to say. I also asked him who he was on the phone with after Charlie got shot. And he told me, and I kid you not, he was on the phone with the ops that were back in Arizona watching. And I said, what ops? We don't have people back in Arizona watching when we do college campus events. Is that
Wait.
something new?
Who are you? Who is we? Who is the we, Candace? You don't work for TPUSA, ma'am. They cut ties with you some time ago. This is such an odd story that she's telling this. And I think it's because she really doesn't have anything to talk about. So she started picking a fight with Mikey McCoy. Now she's picking a fight with the random AV guy that took down the camera that regretfully he answered the phone. This is crazy work.
Yes, it is new. In fact, this was the first time we were doing it. He said there were two ops that were watching it back in Arizona. And he told me that the reason that they were doing it was because, Candace, he said, Charlie, he was so ambitious and it wasn't fast enough that it was all being live streamed. He wanted people to live cut the clips so that they could be the first people to get it on the internet. He didn't want it. He's like, not even a second to be wasted. So live streaming so everybody can watch, but they were racing some people to get the clips out faster than anybody else because Charlie's ambitious. Now, I got a little suspicious and he could sense that I was now growing increasingly suspicious with every random thing that he was saying. He sent me a video that I didn't ask for. I wanted to see the footage. He then sends me a video. And I guess this was supposed to work as some sort of an alibi. I don't know if he thought that I thought that he shot Charlie. I certainly did not think that he was involved in pulling a trigger and killing Charlie Kirk. I actually don't know why this
Why are you on the phone with this woman?
What this video could have done that he sent me other than to make me feel even more uncomfortable. Because the video he sent me is quite shocking. It's also the reason that I knew that Tyler Boyer was lying when he tweeted that this guy was commanded by the police to take down the cameras. He's lying because I have every minute of what this guy was doing, thanks to him having sent it to me, okay? Every minute of what he was doing before he took those cameras down. And there are only 4 minutes, by the way, before he takes those cameras down. So he's next to and he is in front of Mikey McCoy when Charlie gets shot. Now, to his credit, he actually did see Charlie get shot. He saw in like a split second, sees Charlie bleeding and runs, and doesn't run very far. He just runs a couple of yards away. Now, I should mention that the camera guy, he too was also brought into the company by Tyler Boyer, okay? And if you have worked with Charlie for this long, over a decade, and you watch Charlie Kirk get shot, what do you do? What would you do? I'm asking you this question. What would you do? I say two things that are pretty commonplace, right? You choose between fight or flight. You run towards him or you run away, and you run away far because you don't know what's happening. Is it one shot? Are there multiple people? Are you being pursued? There's no way to process that. If you are going to be in flight, you should be sprinting and maybe.
Okay, I got to stop. We got to clean the palate because I don't think this woman is well. I don't think she's well. And I apologize. I've been trying to hold my tongue and say that I think she's going through a mental crisis. But at this point, I just got to say it. I think she's deteriorating in 4K. We're literally watching somebody mentally deteriorate into ash because this is crazy work. This is crazy work. All right. You know what else is crazy work? That I don't have bingo yet. That's crazy work. Okay. We're going to put that under the nasty work banner over here on my wall over here. I need just sense. I need that. Matter of fact, here, real quick, shout out to Amethyst right here. We use RDT at work. They are product scanners and phones, walkies and stock checkers all the time, all in one. I got you. I don't know why she's making a case that makes no sense at all, but thank you for the $5 super. Also, Village Baby with the $2 says, and she still saw the footage. Spooky. There's a video of her saying she didn't see the footage. So I'm actually kind of wondering, I got to find that clip. I know I have it saved of her saying she did not see the footage. So I don't think Candace actually knows what she's done. Truth be told, in my opinion. Thank you for that. And then with the $5 super here, the Phantom comes in. AV people are not necessarily IT savvy, and AV work and IT networking are two completely different fields. Like the problem, shout out, and thank you so much for that $5. The problem is I don't think she has any grace. Like it's possible for somebody in the midst of that to say something, stumble over something, do something that doesn't make sense. It is very possible in the midst of that to not do the fight or flight. Maybe just jump up and down, maybe pee on yourself, maybe pass out. There's a lot of different other things that could happen. You're just not being gracious. And because Candace wants to find some reason to destroy TPUSA, in my opinion. Amethyst Angel came back through again and says, let's do the GoFundMe to raise money for her top assistant to flip. Now that is hilarious. Come on now. She's projecting what she wishes she could have done, and that's fantasizing. No argument for me. I love it. That would be hilarious. Shout out to Amethyst with the $5. And then thank you so much, Avengers Assemble. Candace acting like everybody owes her something. Everybody does. Everybody owes her the opportunity to point her to Arkham Asylum. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the $13.99. Lila Rose says this: Candace's first claim that the guy who took down the camera showed to her did not send it to her. I doubt Candace talked with anyone at all. I'm starting to think she didn't. I'm going to stand on that. And again, there's no receipts, no proof, no evidence. So therefore, I'm going to go with, you know what? I don't think you did. Prove to me that you saw it. Prove to me. Like, what's the proof? All right. Can my word on bingo be I swear? Let's see. Yes, it can be. Your word can be, because you are the stream sponsor, Medic RN. Thank you so much for the $2. And you can have I swear. The problem is I don't have I swear. So therefore, you can still have I swear. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's get this back on the road. This thing, we done took a pit stop. We done took a stretch break. We done stretched out. Let's get back over here, y'all. Let's go.
Maybe calling 911. That's what I would have done if I wanted to run away and not towards Charlie to make sure he's okay. But this second close friend of Charlie chose to run just a few yards away.
So what?
Up to a grassy knoll to take out his phone. A couple of seconds later, he takes out his phone and he begins recording himself. It's a selfie video.
So what?
It's a video of himself. So let's watch that video.
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie.
Wait, that's not a selfie video, by the way.
They just shot Charlie. He's dead. God help him.
That's the first time it was announced, actually, that Charlie Kirk was dead. It's kind of weird. Go ahead, catch your breath, hit rewind, watch it again, watch it over and over again like I did, because
Why? I feel bad for this woman because she really thinks that's a slam dunk because he said that he's dead. I mean, he said it. Okay. What if he said that Charlie Kirk was knitting? What would that do? If he said Charlie Kirk was about to go scuba diving, what would that do? Oh, ma'am, come on. There's no grace. There's no room. She doesn't make room for people to now she wants people to think that this behavior, this boiling bunny behavior is appropriate. But somebody saying moments after, like, yo, Charlie Kirk's dead, as if that's like some secret. I mean, come on. You see somebody get hit and it looks pretty bad. Like, there's no grace, man. This is
probably thinking out loud, what the F did I just watch?
Oh, Candace just said, what the F? And I've determined that if Candace says, what the F, I can translate that into I just sense. So if you have I just sense, you now can use that one, because I think what the F really means I just sense. So now I have bingo, boys and girls. We are now ready for blackout bingo. So if you have I just sense, you can have that one now. W. Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all, please tell me this woman is serious. I just can't take her serious. Like, this is insane.
What were Charlie's closest friend and allies and the people that were going to carry on the torch doing? Oh, picking up phone calls they were already on, and filming themselves and prematurely announcing when not a single person could have known that Charlie Kirk is dead. Less than a minute. Declared dead. No instinct to run towards him. No instinct to run further away, maybe because you got to backtrack and go get the cameras a minute after this ends is when he goes and gets the cameras, okay? Rather, let me record me and my reaction, which doesn't actually feel to me to be too distraught, okay? In fact, if this is one of those videos that made me so upset that I was like mad at other people, you know? Like I was like mad at Savannah. I saw Mikey McCoy's reaction. Now I'm looking at this guy's reaction. I'm like,
why are you not mad at your husband? I need to know, when do you actually spend time with your man? I need to know when does that happen? When does Candace actually spend time with her dude, her person? Because you worrying about Erica's, man. And again, I think all of this, the term setting the bait is to get TPUSA or somebody TPUSA adjacent to break that gag order. That's what it is. That's what the bait is. That's what the trap is. That's what the trick bag is, to get TPUSA to break that gag order so she can say that, so she can have that moment in the sun.
Savannah, like one of the homies. I get assassinated. You film yourself. I get assassinated. You're talking about my succession plan. A couple days later, I get assassinated. You're lying about little things about me. Everything Turning Point is doing is wrong. And you know it's wrong. You know it's wrong deep down. And I want to say this because there has been a lot of reading in between the lines. It's strange to me. I think I'm a very
Hold on. I like this question right here. Billy says this: can I have demon possession because Candace is demon possessed and then I can get bingo? You know what? I think you know what? I'm feeling gracious. I'm having a show here. I'm saying that people are not being gracious. You know what, Billy? Yes, you may have demon possession. And if you have demon possession, put a green heart in the chat or thumbs up in the chat, letting us know that you too now got that. And if you got bingo, of course, put bingo in the chat. Let me double check, make sure I don't got it because I might need it. Let's see. I don't have it. I got a lot of feel words of mine. All right. Yes, Billy, you may have it. I'm feeling very gracious and very kind today. You may have it. Absolutely. All right. Let me see. The screen share has dropped. Hold on one second. All right. Because I keep jumping between screens, I think the audio dropped. Okay, I'm going to pull it back in. Let me know if y'all green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear. First of all, let's put it in. There we go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
very direct person. I say what I mean. And I do not want people to mistake what's happening right now or to wrongly assume my intentions here. So allow me to be very explicit, okay? I want war with all of you, okay? All of you. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that reason in a little bit. I want war with all of you. So write your articles, issue your statements, email the White House, reach out for comment, okay? Say whatever it is you want to say about me. I want war with all of you. Because I know this isn't right. And there's no way.
Yo, this chick just said she wants a war with TPUSA, y'all. Wow, hold on. There is no way I just heard what I just heard. Back this thing up a little bit. There we go.
I want war with all of you. So write your articles.
She did say.
You know it's wrong deep down. And I want to say this because there has been a lot of reading in between the lines. It's strange to me. I think I'm a very direct person and I say what I mean. And I do not want people to mistake what's happening right now or to wrongly assume my intentions here. So allow me to be very explicit, okay? I want war with all of you, okay? All of you. Wow. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that reason in a little bit. But I want war with all of you. So write your articles, issue your statements, email the White House, reach out for comment, okay? Say whatever it is you want to say about me. I want war with all of you. Because I know this isn't right. And there is no way you are going to convince me and the rest of the world that all of this is normal. We're not just going to keep on going and jump into a succession plan. We're going to figure out what the hell happened on September 10th first. And I'm going to tell you guys, Charlie had a vision. We'll get to that after a few ads. All right, you guys, taking a quick...
Okay, so I want you to... Yo, I am taken aback. This chick just literally said she wants war with TPUSA. And, okay, all right. Y'all, everybody that came to my video yesterday saying, Candace is a good Christian woman. This woman just said she wants to start a war with another Christian organization because she doesn't like the way they move. Okay, all right. If that's what you want, you live there. I'm not there with you. I am not there with you at all. But my child is in the living room, in the kitchen. I'm sorry. I'm starting to think that Candace is behind his death. Thank you so much for the $2, Carrie. At this point in the game, I don't think anything should be removed off the table. I don't think anything should be removed off the table. No, I think we can have that conversation. I don't think it has to be too far reaching, Carrie. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Lily A77 with the $5. She says this: she's not mentally ill at all. She knows what she's doing. She's strategically and whole time trying to ruin Charlie's legacy and make it all about her. No argument for me whatsoever. Absolutely fantastic commentary. Absolutely. Thank you, MT, again for the $2. This isn't a mental crisis. This is evil vengeance. Okay. I accept it. I accept it. Obviously, she's been in a situation before. People do a bunch of things during the situation. Frankly, I saw the video and knew he was gone. I mean, it was hard to ascertain that it wouldn't have been. You're like, did you think he was going to miraculously it was going to be a turnaround? Like, I would have thought that too. I mean, I thought it when I saw it. I don't think he's going to come out of that one. When I heard about it, I was thinking maybe he'll recover. When I saw it, I said, no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, yeah, that just because somebody says he's like, come on, man, that's crazy word. Stephanie, thank you so much with the $5. She says this: the absolute hatred oozing out of her is atrocious. Who is she to judge? And she's not being explicit. She wants war with Erica, period. Let's say that again. Shout out. Thank you so much, Stephanie Case. I told you she wants violence. And let her have violence. Let her have it. Let her have it. We're going to let her have it all by herself. Thank you to the 1,900 people, no, 1,093 people that are watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Help your boy out. Help your boy out for sure. Okay, let me look. Where am I at on this bingo here, though? Why do I not have blackout bingo yet? Let's make this thing happen. All right, so will Matt and Brett and the rest still refuse to call her out? That's I love that question. And Megan too. Go ahead. Is Brandon Tatum going to take the gloves off? This needs to be called out in 4K. Like, what are y'all going to do? You just going to let her keep dancing around, or are you going to call her out in 4K? That's the question that needs to be asked. Shout out to that. Thank you so much for the $5 super and the great question. Keep your eyes on Brett. Keep your eyes on Matt Walsh. Are they going to call her out in real time? Let's see what happens. I think she's back. Is she back? I think she is. Oh, because these videos, this commercials on fast. Okay, let's go.
We're up on stage talking about private conversations and making stuff up that definitely didn't happen. I think it was actually Pastor McCoy's speech. Charlie wanted me to lead the next movement. Charlie told me I'm America's pastor, he said. Yeah, I'm sure he did. I bet you
Rob McCoy, I'm willing to put money down that Rob McCoy would be able to show text messages to that effect before Candace can. How about that? Why don't y'all just show text messages? If Rob McCoy can show text messages in the last 8 months that show that, Candace has got to do the same thing. There we go. Problem solved.
America's pastor. And so, yeah, I will be doing whatever I want to do until the truth is told about what happened on 9/10. We should start with Josh Hammer, by the way, because he really has now become the king of defying no stereotypes. Where we last left off, obviously, he is now infamous for just being such a deceitful little creature. The text message exchange, Josh Hammer caught, hand in the cookie jar. I'm talking way in the cookie jar. No other way to say it, right? Charlie gets killed. He, on the same day, starts pushing his book. Charlie's last words were, buy my book, buy Josh Hammer's book. The night before, he never even flinched on Israel. He loved Israel so much. And then I just waited, because we're fishing now. And I knew they would do this. I knew liars have to lie fast and first. And he did. He lied. He lied over and over and over again about his position on Israel. And when he got caught, you would think that he would have a shred of decency. You would think he would have a shred of humility. You would think he would apologize for lying about Charlie's position on Israel. But he didn't. He just sort of doubled down. He sort of Israeled down, if you will. And it sort of gave me an idea for a little mini-series, a little recurring mini-series that we'll probably have on this show. An HBO mini-series, by the way, executively produced by me. I want to show it to you guys now. It's a trailer that we put together. I sure hope you guys like it. Take a listen.
How Charlie Kirk was actually feeling about the pressure he was receiving from pro-Israel Zionist donors to Turning Point USA.
Charlie definitely was not someone who liked to be bullied by donors, as we saw in those text messages.
Their Jewish donors to TPUSA played into the worst stereotypes of Jewish people.
Charlie writes, Jewish donors play into all of the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this.
A few moments later.
I'm talking to lawyers. I think I'm a lawyer by background. I clerked for a federal appeals judge. I know a thing or two about United States constitutional law. I think that we have a potentially serious case here for defamation, and I'm very much speaking with lawyers, and we'll see what happens.
Well,
Candace is, I'm sorry. If you've noticed, we've gone from the cameraman to Mikey McCoy, war on TPUSA, back to Turning Point, now to Josh Hammer. She's going all around the mulberry bush. They got on her nerve while she was on break. They got on her nerve. That's why she's not talking about other things that are more important, that probably would show up to be a little bit more important. That's why she's not doing that. This is really a distraction.
done, Joshy. Well done. Very good, Joshy. Try your best to curb your Zionism. I know it's hard, but do your best. Too funny. Also, I want to shout out John Miller on X. He made me laugh. I mean, I was really laughing when I saw his tweet about Josh Hammer threatening to sue me. He just wrote this, and it said it all. He said, "They really trying to make us believe this is the good guy." LMAO. Like, I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean.
That's why I say, don't threaten to sue Candace Owens. Sue Candace Owens. Don't threaten. Do it. Do it. That's it. That's the best thing to do. Don't say anything. That's why I don't think TPUSA should say anything to Candace Owens until they decide to drop some papers on her desk to serve her. Do not talk about it until you do it. Otherwise, that's why I didn't think Josh should have said that. I said that. He should have said, no, I'm not going to sue her. No. And then drop them papers on her desk.
He just looks like a Bond supervillain. That's just what he looks like. And by the way, that's a lot of words to say what I always say. Like, we don't know, but we know. And on Josh Hammer, yeah, we know. You're not the good guy, okay? You have to believe in your gut. I keep telling about you guys over and over again. Your gut matters more, right? Your subconscious picks up on things before your conscience does. Which brings me to dreams, by the way, because before I went on break, many people were triggered because I discussed on a previous show a dream that I had, a very vivid dream, whereupon Charlie told me that he had been betrayed. And so he's been betrayed.
Okay, you already know she's about to embellish this story. The story that she told, I mean, she and Charlie are going to sit down in a French bistro, sipping Earl Grey tea and eating crumpets, and him telling the full detail. You know she's about to embellish this story. Good gracious. Let her embellish, Jason.
That's a lot I could say here. If I had known that me discussing my dreams was going to trigger so many people, I would have started every other show like Martin Luther King Jr. I'd be like, I had a dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. And like I said, this one was clear. Charlie told me that he was betrayed. He actually said more than that, actually.
I told you. Come on. Come on. Give me my flowers. I just said it. Why am I yelling? Why am I yelling? Oh, man, come on. Man, come on. We about to, come on. Yes. Come on, man. Woo. All right. Let's go with, all right. If you need bees in the chat, if you need bees, you can have bees. You know why? Because I'm just feeling gracious. My flowers need bees so that they can grow. And because my flowers have bees, you know what? I cannot share my proof right now. Come on. I got three-way bingo. Let's go. What the heck is wrong with you, man? Why are you yelling, dude? What's wrong with you? And you only got two-way bingo, dingbat. Oh, shoot. My bad. Okay, anyway, shout out. This woman is predictable, man. Oh, my gosh. Shout out to the bingo pos. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I told you she was going to do that. Oh, I had a dream. I had a dream that she was going to do that. I did. I had a dream that she was going to do that. And lo and behold, my dream came true. All right. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Oh man, shout out. Let's get done. This dude is getting loud and obnoxious. Thank you to the 1,100 people that are in the best live chat on the internet. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
So let's be patient. What I want you guys to know about Charlie is he also used to dream very vividly. Because we traveled together so much, he would wake up, we would text, and he would tell me about those vivid dreams. And we talked about a lot of things, as you do when you get to know somebody. We talked about the spiritual realm. We talked about religion, our faith, most importantly, what our life's purpose was. And
was it together, though?
There was this period in April where Charlie kept insisting to me over and over again that he was going to die young. In fact, he told me that Turning Point USA was going to be the death of him. And I'm going to allow you to read his words. And it's funny how this came about, because when I was in Wyoming, I went outside, I was writing.
Were you with your
Physically
husband?
needed to write, to put pen to paper, and to pray. And I was sitting in the sun overlooking the mountains. And right when I concluded my prayer, I opened my eyes and I saw a massive bald eagle. And it just made me feel at peace. It's one of those moments where you just are in nature, you see something beautiful, and it makes you feel at peace. And then I felt the need to start going through messages and conversations between me and Charlie. And sure enough, I stumbled upon many messages of him telling me how he would die. And I'm going to show you some of those messages now, a particular set of messages that were written on April 6th, 2018, just a couple of weeks before Kanye tweeted, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks," which is relevant because a lot of things changed after that tweet. And it's relevant because Charlie sent.
Yo, this woman is grade A insane. So now we're back to 2018. So 7 years ago, nothing new, nothing new. And I told y'all on the live stream yesterday, do not, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, I'm going to say this and y'all got to look at me. Now I feel comfortable in saying that. Do not be surprised if Candace Owens comes out and says she and Charlie did the horizontal mambo. Do not be surprised. I'm really fully expecting her to say that they did. That's how bad this is. We're already at Boiling Bunny's level. She might as well just go ahead and say that they, was bumping uglies. She might as well just do that, because that makes, this is some crazy work, y'all. Y'all, come on. Wow, she cannot be this predictable. I can't, how are you this predictable, man? And you are talking about another woman's husband that's passed away, another woman's husband. You ain't even talking about your own man like this. Good gracious.
And that something big was about to happen. And I think that is what the something big was. I also want to say, obviously, I am not making up these messages. Okay. Turning Point. Actually, Mikey McCoy has access to all of Charlie Kirk's messages. They can tell you that these ones are real. Here is what he wrote. We were again talking about Kanye. Charlie wrote to me, "You're going to be the Iron Lady of America." He had such a political vision for me. I never wanted that sort of a thing. I see it so freaking clearly. I might be Moses, though. I might not see this whole thing through. LMAO. If that is the case, be my David. I said, "Dude, you haven't even realized your power yet. You're so young," was what I was thinking. He said, "If I tell you the true prophecy that I know in my gut, it's really sad, but I hope it's wrong." Went on to say, "Anyway, I am not sure if I will live to see the end of this revolution. I believe you were the piece that God meant me to meet that will finish the fight. Since the beginning of TPUSA, I knew in my gut that I might get wiped out at any time. I cannot explain it, but I dream about it all the time, like all the time. Anyway, that's depressing combo for another time, LMAO. I said, "That's weird, more of a fear manifestation than an actualization." He said, "I'm not really afraid of it, but I'm just telling you what I know to be true."
Okay. And so didn't she just a moment ago say that it didn't make sense that Charlie would have a secession plan? If Charlie said this and he really believed that he wasn't going to see the end, wouldn't he have a secession plan? Wouldn't that make sense? But she just castigated Pastor Rob as if like he had made that up. See what I mean?
He told me that. I don't know why. Charlie knew he was going to die young. And I don't know. I just felt like I needed to share that because it is in part why the moment that Charlie got shot, I just knew he was betrayed. spiritually. In the same way that Charlie knew that he was going to die young, I knew that this was a part of something bigger. And so I wanted to say to you guys, to the people that betrayed Charlie, I would recommend that you come clean, okay? I would recommend that you come clean because Charlie said some other things, and I look at these things now and I think, wow, it's almost prophetic, right? It's almost prophecy, and I can tell you that this is a story that will have a happy ending, a tragedy that will have a happy ending. The world is going to learn the truth about this. They are. I would recommend that you come clean. There are lines in the sand that are being drawn right now between good and evil. Many of you have picked the evil side. To you, podcasters, people that make videos, people that are taking money, tell people don't look over there. I would recommend you stop doing that. You don't.
So I just got a text message from my my editor. So apparently Candace is throwing out copyright strikes. Wow. So she out here copyright striking folk. Bless her heart, y'all. So this video goes away. We know what happened. Like, this woman is some grade A. I thought she was going to fight. Like, I thought you were a fighter. Anyway, she's throwing out copyright strikes. So anyway, that is what it is, man. This woman is some extra grimy work right here, y'all. Y'all, this is great. But you know what? You know what? If she going to copyright me, then let me go ahead and make sure. You know what? A copyright, I think copyright stands for random call out of a country. So if you need random call out of a country on your bingo board, let's make that happen. There you go. Merry Christmas. So I got bingo 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways. I'm trying to get blackout bingo. I might just black the whole thing out if I get copyright struck. Oh my gosh, let's go. This woman is adorable, y'all. Yeah, in the most wicked way adorable could be. Let's go.
You don't have to listen to me. You probably won't listen to me. And to people that betrayed Charlie, you probably won't come clean. Likely because you're scared now. You should be scared, but you're the wrong kind of scared, okay? Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. There is more. This is not it.
Wow.
I'm aware of that. That's why I've chosen to be on the side of goodness and truth, no matter what the cost is. I've picked my side. I don't care about any of you. I can't wait to read your articles after this, okay? That's breakfast for me. That inspires me now. Can't wait to read your loony tweets. I can't wait for you to lie about things that I've said. I cannot wait because you know what? On a hike that Charlie and I were on in Wyoming.
Oh my gosh.
We were discussing the death penalty.
Of course they were.
Like, what's your position on the death penalty? And I told him I've always been against it. And typically that's a theological conversation. Christians go back and forth on it. Do you have a right to take a life? I'm on the side that no, we don't have a right to take a life. But my position on it isn't even entirely theological. I said to Charlie, the reason I'm against it is because death is easy. You're here and then you're not. It's like falling asleep, right? You're here 1 second and then you're not. Think about passing out or fainting. People that commit grave evil and we're giving them death, that's it. Yeah. I always say they deserve more than that. And for people that are involved, the many people that are involved in this, not the lone shooter at different stages, people that are involved, people that know things, that are watching this, maybe in an office cubicle and know things. I want you to know that if you choose not to come clean, you are about to become very famous. Okay. I am talking like through the ages famous, the kind of fame that most people cannot even comprehend. I cannot comprehend that level of fame. Like I'm talking about the level of fame that can kill a name. You know what I mean? Like nobody names their kid Judas anymore. Nobody names their kid Adolf anymore. I'm talking about that
Actually, I know it, Adolf.
level of fame. Infamy. So I'd come clean. I think there's a way out for you if you come clean and you get with God. Anyways, I'd like to say something in finality to the many of you who would like to shut me up, who have been trying very hard to shut me up.
Who've been doing that?
I think I'm going to go ahead and be Charlie's David. I'm not going to stop talking about Charlie Kirk's death. In fact, instead of trying to make me shut up, you should do something else. I think your time would be better spent trying to stop the sun from rising. You'd have more.
She actually is you can tell very clearly, she's upset about the articles, the tweets, the vlogs, the videos, and so forth. She's bothered by that because she's mentioned that no fewer than 3 times in this video so far about people speaking on it. So she definitely, she definitely is not pleased, shall we say.
Success if you spent your time trying to stop the sun from rising than trying to get me to shut up about who killed Charlie Kirk, because he knew he was going to die, and he knew that I was going to be the person that had the spine to stand up for him. What he didn't know, I don't think he knew, was that millions of people around the world who maybe don't have a microphone, okay, who maybe don't have a podcast, who maybe can't write articles for the Daily Mail, are standing by him, are standing on the side of goodness. And we are going to see this thing out. And like I said, there will be justice, not the fake kind, not the Tyler Robinson kind, actual justice. We'll take a brief break here, and then we'll get to some of your comments.
All right, I'm gonna let that play real quick. I think it's interesting. Somebody mentioned in the live stream yesterday that whenever Candace mentions scripture, she always mentions it out of order. It's always wrong. She's never mentioned scripture that I've heard in order or correct. And here's another example. She said, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Well, that's actually not what Proverbs 1 verse 7 says. What does Proverbs 1 verse 7 say? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instruction. There's more to it than just saying that they fear a God or even God. It's the Lord. And you see here, Lord is capital Lord. They are talking about the Messiah. They are talking about the anointed one. So the fear of and recognition of, and not just fear like, oh my gosh, you're going to step on me because I'm a bug, but the recognition of this person's power and authority is the beginning of knowledge. And fools despise wisdom and instruction. So even when she quotes Bible passages, she always does it wrong. I've not heard her quote scripture in context properly yet. It's kind of weird. Like, why do you keep doing this wrong? Like, why can't you get this right? Let's go. Okay, she's not finished. She's still talking about, she's doing her ad read, Jason. Let her do her ad read. So shout out, I want to say real quick, thank you to the very kind supers that have already jumped into this, keeping this chat going. What do we got here? Thank you so much, Madman 26 with the $5. All Charlie is to her is content. I've been calling out this leftist grifter ghoul since she showed up. And you know what? I apologize for thinking that she wasn't a leftist grifting ghoul. And lo and behold, she is. Thank you so much for that. She's making my stomach hurt. Absolutely. I agree with you with the $2 super. I'm getting sick to my stomach. Poor Erica. Thank you so much, Lily 77. She's really in the mission of destroying, not only Charlie's legacy, but Charlie's character now by showing those private messages from years ago. Absolutely. There is no benefit to what she's doing. She's only doing this to big herself up, tear down Charlie, and minimize those donors. Like, she's going after the donors. Now I get it. Charlie Kirk said in 2018, she would lead TPUSA. But when she left TPUSA, Charlie Kirk put Erica Kirk as a successor. Now she's mad because she was kicked to the curb. Shout out. Thank you so much for that. And that's a very keen observation, Phantom, with the $5 super. I'm right there with you. Yeah. If she thought that she was going to run the ship, then she lost. She got kicked out. She got let go. Why? Probably because of her behavior. You think this attitude was going to work in the office? Probably not. What's Sam Golden say here with the $20 super? Here are the Olivia Pope acting monologues she does. She thinks she's so good at it. This is a real life, Candace. And you do realize she's doing that curse thing again, right? Remember the time when she cursed everybody that would go to Gaza and the Gaza beach and the Gaza hotel? She's doing that same thing again. See you right here with the $5 says this. Candace is only destroying her credibility, not Charlie's legacy. People will get tired and she will find a new grift. I do believe this is going to be the case. So shout out to you. See you with the $5 super. Thank you, Amethyst. What do you say here? And the demon possessing her is manifesting in her face and voice. She's hissing. I mean, she does sound like it. There's no argument for me whatsoever. Thank you so much, Phantom. Again, she does not understand who David is. That is dumb. I don't understand what he meant by calling her David, but I agree with you. And there's such a weird flex, but I'm with you with the $2. Thank you. And then MT, thank you again. Meeting the essay word count, pathetic. She's definitely doing that. Let's get this thing done. Let's go. We're almost finished. I think she's going to read her ads. So let's let her do it. All right, pull this back in. It should. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear. Okay, I don't think the audio's coming through. Love it. Thank you so much. Some reason or another. Maybe they copywritten struck. Maybe she's copy striking me already. Let's try that again. I think it's interesting. This video is titled Charlie's Angels. This woman is weird. Green hearts in the chat. All right. Charlie's Angels, disturbing footage emerges.
It only takes 10 minutes to get started. There's no upfront or hidden fees. So call American Financing today and start saving now. The number is 800-795-1210. Again, that's 800-795-1210. Or you can visit americanfinancing.net/Owens.
All right. Thank y'all so much. Okay.
Americanfinancing.net/Owens. And of course, I want to tell you guys about Nimi Skincare. You know, I love
All right. So she's still doing her ad read. I'm sorry. I thought I cut that out. But it does come across to me as pretty interesting that she has now made this all about her. She is going to war with TPUSA, really war with Erica. I don't think TPUSA or Erica need to say anything to this woman. Josh Hammer, if you're going to sue her, go ahead and do it. Make it so, sir. Yeah, this is some grade A. I don't even know what this is, man. I think this is probably Fatal Attraction 2.0 for the new millennia. This is some crazy work, man. She's in love with the man that's died. Like, that's crazy work for sure. But I don't need no skincare products. Y'all need me, absolutely. Okay, we're gonna let her finish this up in a second. Yeah, I can't see how they wouldn't win. Some of these lawsuits would be epic. All right, let's bring her back in. I think she's done with her ad read. Copyright was on my bingo board. Yes, it was, but not in that way. Not in that way. So shout out for sure. Let me see on my bingo. I'm cooking. No, I don't have copyright on mine. I apologize. I don't have it on mine. I know it's on the board though. I mean, she is the whole entire movie. All right, let's finish this up. Last one.
Well, I'm hearing that Ian Carroll is in the chat. Ian Carroll, thank you. It should not be you and James Lee and Ryan Matta, who I didn't even know before this, who is not letting this going day in and day. You guys didn't even know Charlie Kirk. It shouldn't be you. It shouldn't be you guys. It shouldn't be Zeb Boykin doing ballistics. I'm missing the name. We'll get to that later this week of the guy who went over the Google searches. It should not be all of these people, but I'm glad it is. I think the decentralization of it all is actually what makes this so powerful. Letting you guys know, by the way, getting to a couple of things. We did run out of the new Tumblr, but we restocked it. So we don't know, but we know. We have that back up in stock. We just added that today. And finally, for those of you guys who pre-ordered the book, Make Him a Sandwich is out. Why Real Women Don't Need Fake Feminism. It is so amazing to hold this book. Also, I want to tell you,
I did it again right at the end. Right at the end. Oh my gosh, I muted myself. Okay, look, since I muted myself, if you need military, you can have military. And somebody text me. I love it. I love you all, man. That's hilarious, man. Okay, the irony that this woman is holding a book called Make Him a Sandwich while she's been doing what she's been doing for the last hour, that irony is going to be studied by science. They are literally going to do studies on this level of irony because I don't even think this is FDA approved levels. This is some grade A, straight from Colombia, uncut levels of irony. She has a book called Make Him a Sandwich, and she herself is doing what she's been doing. Ma'am, please go have a seat. Go have a seat. Let's finish this up. She's going to talk about this book, and then we're going to be done. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat where you can hear.
They said, you're supposed to go out when you do a book and ask people to write something nice about you, like Candace is amazing and I love her, Ian Carroll or something. And I just thought it would be so much more fun to go on the internet and to look at all the comments that have been said by famous people about me. So we've got Cardi B, who wrote a review. She said, I honestly feel sorry for you. That's just a review of my character over the years. Candace Owens is a fraud, from Lance Bass. Ireland Baldwin wrote, the most disgusting, hateful, cancerous human being I've ever come across. And that's amazing considering Alec Baldwin is her father. Roseanne Barr wrote, monster. If I see this bitch, I'll knock her the F out. Keeping it classy. Eminem wrote, dirtbag in a skirt. I don't even feel like I wear that many skirts, so that's impressive. Jojo Siwa, that's my favorite one. Candace and I do not F with each other. I would have you on my show anytime. I always tell you that. And I love that you look like you're a lot happier than you were a few years ago. Ben Shapiro, notoriously on that table, said her faux sophistication has been ridiculous. So I'm keeping it faux sophisticate. And Chrissy Teigen wrote, go the F away already, you dumb, soulless panderingle. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you for all the people that supported this. You guys can go to makehimasandwich.com if you would like to support me. And this is an amazing book. I wrote every word of it. It's the first time that we took it out of a publishing house, which feels amazing because I think that's the future as well. Decentralization, publish your own books, because the publishers also have a lot of power in changing history. And so I wanted to say that. Getting into some of your comments here.
Hold on, wait. You can't hear her?
Ian Carroll writes,
hold on, wait.
Takes time. You got to.
You can't hear her? Are you for real? Hold on. It really is. Why is it doing that? Hold on a second. Let me double check it. Okay, no, it looks like, are you sure you can hear? Okay, that might have been delayed. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's go.
Gotta set the bait. It's so good to have you back, Candace. Oh, I spent time setting a lot of bait. A lot of bait has been set. And we'll see what we get. Amanda writes, this is sick. Thank you, Candace, for always sharing the truth. God bless you. Thank you, Amanda. Kiki Mack writes, Candace, thank you so much for helping remove the wool from my eyes and bringing me back to church. Never stop fighting for truth. You are setting an amazing example for girls in the future. We love you, sister. Christ is King. Thank you so much, Kiki. And I do think women are a big part of this. I think we were kind of, and it gets into this in this book, but the feminist movement, to know where that comes from. There's a chapter called Beyond the Pale, the Pale settlement of Russia, who brought over that feminist movement. It is good for you to know where that came from, because I think we all were doing feminism. I was when I was younger, like, I'm a feminist, thinking it was like girl power Spice Girls, and it was never that, never ever that. Amal writes, I hate to be morbid, but God truly saved you by removing you from DW. I'm so grateful that you're in a most port by God Almighty. And I think you, and almost, I don't know what that says. It was a dark time, but in hindsight, it's clearly what was happening. Amal, I think it all started with Kanye tweeting me. I think handlers were sent out to manage, to first and foremost break apart me and Charlie, and then to manage us. And I'll speak more about that this week. But I spoke to my husband about it, and I see it so clearly now what happened.
George gets a nod.
Messages between me and Charlie leading up to that week that he tweeted us. It was actually Scott Adams says, who did a video that I'll never forget when that happened. And he said, like ripped a hole for the universe, this tweet, and it was never supposed to happen. I'm going to dig that up, find it, and speak more about what my experience was, where I do genuinely believe that handlers were sent out, and I got lucky. that I had this overwhelming spiritual feeling that I needed to go to the UK, and I met my husband. I think I was actually saved by finding my husband, which was not accounted for. Joshua Steves writes, Tyler Robinson appearing in court today via Zoom without having to show his face surely isn't helping any of the theories out there. It's good to have you back. Yeah. Like, I mean, come on. They're like, it's like 9 on a boo-boo at this point. But don't worry, I'm sure no one at Turning Point will think that's weird. They're just like, it's open, it's closed, and we're so happy that that one lone shooter who got Charlie is being caught. These people just have no shame. Nobody here has any shame, and that's a problem. Ivana Milano writes, keep up the great work. Stand by your friend, reminding us that this isn't just a personal struggle, but a spiritual war. Yes, it is. In a world where money and greed are taking over people's lives, thank you for helping us to stay grounded in God's truth. Yes, it is worth losing money, as I did. It is worth losing fake friends, as I did, to stand up for the truth. And I'm just...
What is God's truth that she's standing on? Can somebody tell me, book, chapter, and verse, in context, what God's truth that she's standing on? I would love to know. I'm not saying that she doesn't want truth, but the woman said God's truth. So I need to know, like, book, chapter, and verse, in context, what is this God's truth that she's standing on? Can you please just humor me? And matter of fact, we'll end our bingo in a second.
Like all of it, band together, send your best warriors, because all they ever do is lie and smear and delude and take away and deplatform, and you're not winning anymore. And something that I want to say that's also so amazing is I didn't have to fight hard this time for people to believe me. And I don't know. I just know that somewhere Charlie's energy, they tried to almost like capture it very quickly. The one thing they can't do, right? They can't create. They aren't the life force. These people are not the life force. They can only steal. They can threaten.
What is she talking about?
They can pressure, but they can't create it. And I feel now, as I was reflecting on things, that they all were trying to bottle up Charlie's energy, and Charlie sent his energy where it needed to be. I barely defended myself as they came out, attacked, lied. She didn't even speak to him since 2017. She didn't know Charlie. She hasn't seen him. They just lied and lied and lied and lied, and nobody from Turning Point.
You can tell she's upset about that. That's why she's been showing these. That's why she's showing text messages, even though they're from 2017, 2018. So they solidify the point that people made. She's upset about that. She's upset about the blog. She's upset about the commentary. She does not like this.
Point defended me and said, like, that's a lie and what she's saying is true. And the public, not for a single second, didn't take it. The amount of money that was spent on telling those lies, and I barely had to defend myself.
Ma'am, you've been defending yourself for 6 weeks. You've been defending yourself for 6 weeks, but you inserted yourself. The reason you're defending yourself is because you inserted yourself into the discussion. Nobody was talking to you.
Knew that I was telling the truth, and I think that that's incredible. That it truly is a testament to God and is a testament to truth. And as Ian Carroll said when I had him on my show, the truth doesn't need to be repeated over and over again. It's the power of the frequency of truth, right? It takes a lot of little lies. It's why the lie demands the truth shuts up. It's the reason they pass speech laws. They need people to be quiet, because when you start speaking the truth, it becomes more powerful. I truly believe that, and I'm calling upon everyone to do that more often. Like, just speak the truth, even if you're fearful of the consequence, because the bigger consequence is not being right with God when you pass. Tim Morgan writes, for the investigation for Charlie, we love you. God bless. Thank you so much. Caitlin writes, my brother HM passed away in 2021. He often spoke about how he knew he was not going to live past 40 years. He was saying this when he was in his 20s and he was 41. Yeah, Charlie said a lot more. He said a lot more. And I'm going to keep it close because I do think a part of it was prophecy. Now, I really do believe that. And I'm going to see this thing to the end. David Foster wrote, I didn't even know Charlie, and I was more shook up seeing the footage than the camera guy seemed in a selfie video. He wasn't even shaking. My hands were shaking, and I was at home. It just does not add up. It doesn't add up, and we've got to stop accepting this excuse of like, well, what would you do? I do know what I would do, okay? In your situation, you either run far and you don't record yourself, right? Or you go run towards your friend and you help. In fact, the only person, as Ian Carroll pointed out in one of his videos, and you should sign up for, subscribe for Ian Carroll's channel as well. He pointed out that like the only person who was acting right and was Frank Turek. Like the first thing you do is get down, right? Because you don't know if there's going to be another shot. How was Mikey McCoy confident enough to stay standing and walking? Nobody knows. You don't know where the shot's coming from. You don't see him get shot. The first thing you would do is drop to the ground. That's like the first normal thing to do is to get low, make sure you're safe. And then Frank Turk kind of crawls back towards Charlie and then tries to like see him to the car. Like all of that feels normal to me. Okay. And they're always trying to make us see things through the exception. Well, there was this one time at band camp, or rather exceptionally, someone fired shots and someone was just really calm and walking away. And I'm like, yeah.
But if you watch the video of Charlie Kirk's death, the whole crowd, there's all kinds of behaviors. There's running. There's that crazy guy that was like acting like he was celebrating. I mean, there's all kinds of reactions. So, and we don't have to go to band camp or back in history. We can say literally at this event, there was a lot of different reactions that don't comport with this. Were there other people turning on the cameras filming it? Yes. Were there other people running? Were people standing still? Were there people celebrating, acting crazy? Yes, and all yes. So why is she acting like this is so abnormal?
I've seen Men in Black. That's not the person you should trust in this scenario, is all I'm saying. Buy-in writes, come back, Candace. Welcome back, Candace. Pardon. Everyone needs a friend like you who would fight with such fire for justice. I am so glad you were on the case. I can see that you would reveal the truth for us. We don't know, but we know.
Oh my gosh.
Phrase. Look, Charlie didn't know that he was going to die young from the moment that he started Turning Point, as he said, but he knew. And he was right. So go with your gut. Believe in your dreams, right? And when people try to mock you and tell you not to listen to them, not to trust your gut, know that those people are working for the devil, literally, okay? They want you to think that this life is it, and this life is not it. So get right with God and tell the truth, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for jumping into the best live chat on the internet. All right, there's Candy. That's the most recent Candy shenanigans. I don't know what to say. I mean, a scorned lover, unrequited lover, a woman having a mental breakdown, a woman that's demon possessed. I don't know. It's probably a little bit of all of the above, truth be told. But I just hate it, man, because this woman is making a total mockery of, I mean, she keeps bringing, God gets called into the chat. So she's bringing him in and just making a mockery and a fool of God. I mean, this is basically taking the Lord's name in vain. Like Candace is taking the Lord's name in vain. That's just it. I had bingo 5 different ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shout out to everybody that's hung out with us this evening. This is such a crazy story, y'all. I cannot even begin to believe it. Let me go here real quick. And shout out to the best live chat. Thank you so much for the very kind super chats and super stickers. Vanessa, thank you for the $2. No comment, no question, just pure love of the game. Thank you so much. That was Jezebel spirit and flesh. Yuck. You know what? I don't even like using, so-and-so has a spirit of this person or that person. But I got to give you that one. I got to. For the $2 super. Thank you so much, Sammy. I got to give you that. I cannot argue, will not argue with you. Love you. Genuine question. Why does Erica follow her? Heather with the $2 super. Does Erica follow her on Twitter? I don't know. And you know what? I'm not making, I don't know. I have no idea. If she's following her on Twitter, I don't know why she does. Maybe she's praying for her that she turn away. I don't know. Maybe she don't want to cut ties with her. Maybe if she cut ties with her, then she'll make more of it. I don't know. That's a great question. If she follows her on Twitter, then I don't know why, or on social platforms at all. Shout out to Amethyst. Thank you so much with the $2. Who else thinks there'll be a TPUSA class action? Me? I am right here for it. I am here for it. I am here for it. All right, what do we got here? Thank you so much, Village Baby, again with the $2. How ironic, promoting her book, I'm done. Isn't that wild? Because isn't that the big thing that Josh Hammer did? Josh Hammer was trying to promote his book, and she promotes her book. Okay, never mind. I mean, and she big proud of it. telling you about the production and all the people that wrote on the back and all that kind of stuff like that. Can we just keep her muted and make up her own stuff? Well, you know what? Truthfully, I think that probably would be more, that might be fun. Maybe next time we will mute it and then we'll read all of our bingo words into a sentence. Maybe that's what we'll do. Tomorrow we'll just mute her and then just have somebody come up and read. They got 5-way bingo. You can take all your words and put them into a semi-coherent thought and you have to say it. I think that'd be hilarious. It would be ridiculous. Shout out. Thank you so much. Lila Rose with the $13.99. She says, is Candace crummy? So she had to write a book about something that has crumbs. Amen. Come on, man. Do you want me to believe that after all of this hand wringing over another woman's husband, you want to tell young women to make them a sandwich? Ma'am, please go have a seat. Have all the seats in the stadium, all the seats in the front of the church. Candace, have them all. Thank you so much, Amethyst. She says this, I hope the feds are chasing down every single dum-dum who comments on her chat. Oh, Suki. There we go. I mean, I agree. Like, she's problematic, man. Shout out to her for sure. See you. Bottle his energy. Where is his energy? With you? Like, that last bit right there, I'm sorry. What was that? His energy, his vibe, come on, what in the world was that? Where was Christ in any of that? Oh, never mind. Rena's with the $5 with the super sticker. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it, friend. Thank y'all for blessing what we're doing over here. So many things I want to say about her, but I'll defer to judge and say only, the Lord rebuke you. I'm right there with you, Catherine. Sorry. Calta. Let's go with 5172 with the $5 super. I'm right there with you. The Lord rebuke her. I mean, he's going to deal with her ultimately. So we'll just let Candace get dealt with. But y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate you. All right. We're going to do it again tomorrow, y'all. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll be playing bingo again. So the bingo board on my Buy Me a Coffee page will be there. Unless they make another change to it. They recently made a change that I had to download all the bingo boards, which is crazy. But anyway, they're there for you. So tomorrow you'll just pick a different one and we'll do it all over again. Y'all, thank you so much for rocking with me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Please continue to support good content creators that are putting out good work and good efforts to add value out here in these spaces. Help them out, whether it be what I'm doing here or elsewhere. Just make sure you support good content creators. And pray for Candace, man. Pray that she will stop. Really, for real. No joke. Just pray that she quits and that she stops. So everybody, thank you so much. Please tip your waiter on the way out the door. Make sure you hit the like button if I earned it. Thank you for dropping a green heart in the chat on the way out. And everybody, we're going to do this again real soon. Take care, everybody. Grace and peace. Oh, wait. Whoa. Stop. Yesterday, I told you all we had a fantastic sermon at church. And I'm going to drop the link if you're interested and you want to hear what's this great sermon that Jason was talking about. I'm going to drop it in the chat real quick. And if you want to hear a good sermon, just a fantastic sermon, maybe to clean your palate, if you will, from all of this craziness, I think you will be greatly blessed and encouraged by it. So I want to drop it in the chat real quick. And I think you'll enjoy it. It's from a guest pastor that spoke at my church yesterday. And it was just great. I listened to it again today. I said, my goodness, in the morning, I had to look at my pastor and hey, man, I like you, but, I like this sermon right here, So I'm going to drop it right here. Feel free. And I'll put in the pinned comment as well. I thought it was super great. Just something else. We can end on a positive note. And I think you'll be greatly encouraged by it. So there you go. I said I need a shower. Well, okay. Hopefully the sermon will help you in that regard. All right, let's get this thing going. Y'all be great. Have a fantastic night. I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.